When we were younger, fruits were always seen as nature's perfect gift. Sweet, colorful, and refreshing. They were on every kitchen table, every picnic blanket, and in every child's lunchbox. Our parents would say, "Eat more fruit. It will make you strong." And for most of our lives, we believed that. We thought the more we ate, the healthier we would be. But as the years pass and we cross 60, our bodies change in ways we often don't notice until something starts to feel different. Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt your legs wobble for a moment? Or walked up the stairs only to feel your knees ache halfway? Maybe you've noticed that your calves cramp at night, or your feet tingle after just a short walk around the house. At first, we brush it off as just aging. But the truth is, many of these problems are not just about age. They're about what we're putting on our plates every day, even the foods we thought were safe. I remember sitting on the porch with my neighbor Mary a few months ago. Mary is 68, a sweet grandmother who has always believed in eating natural foods. She loves fruits, apples, grapes, bananas, you name it. Every evening, after watering her garden, she slices a big bowl of watermelon and enjoys it while watching the sunset. It's healthy, right? She once told me with a smile. But then she started to notice something strange. Her legs felt weaker after long walks. And she had trouble balancing when bending to pick something up. She couldn't figure out why. When we talked about her daily habits, she mentioned the fruits she ate, lots of them, and sometimes in big portions. She thought she was doing everything right. But here's the surprising truth. After 60, our bodies no longer process food the way they did in our 30s or 40s. Our circulation slows. Our kidneys and liver work differently. And even a small amount of excess sugar or an imbalance of minerals can make our legs feel tired faster. Some fruits, yes, even natural, fresh fruits, can quietly drain your strength if you're not careful. This isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to open your eyes. I've seen it happen not just with Mary, but with countless seniors I've met during community health talks. They love fruit, but they also complain about cramps, leg weakness, and feeling drained after simple activities. And almost always, they're eating the same healthy snacks without realizing the hidden effects. Imagine this. You wake up early, have your morning coffee, and maybe a glass of orange juice or a banana for breakfast. It feels light, refreshing, and quick. But by midday, your legs feel heavy. You take a short walk, and your calves cramp. You wonder if it's because you're not exercising enough. But the truth might be that your blood sugar spiked and crashed, leaving your muscles starved for energy and minerals. The good news? You don't need to give up all fruits. You just need to know which ones to be cautious with, how to eat them correctly, and what to replace them with for better leg strength and energy. That's what this video is all about, uncovering the 7 fruits that might be weakening your legs after 60. These fruits may seem harmless, but when eaten the wrong way, they can trigger cramps, reduce foot grip strength, and even increase the risk of falls. And trust me, falls are not something we want to take lightly. I've seen friends who were full of energy lose their independence after just one bad fall. That's why protecting your legs isn't just about exercise, it's also about what you eat every day. As we go through these 7 fruits, I want you to think about your daily habits. Do you often eat fruit on an empty stomach? Do you enjoy sweet fruit juices in the morning? Or maybe you snack on dried fruits while watching TV? These little habits, repeated daily, can make a big difference, either helping you stay strong or quietly chipping away at your mobility. Before we dive in, let me share something personal. Last summer, I visited my cousin Linda, who lives near a small lake in Ohio. She's 63 and loves hosting family dinners. One evening, after a long day of gardening, She served a big plate of fresh pineapple and grapes for dessert. We all enjoyed it. But later that night, Linda complained about unusual soreness in her knees. At first, she thought it was just fatigue. But when I told her about how certain fruits can interact with medications and affect joint health, she was shocked. She never imagined that something as natural as pineapple could be a problem, especially since she thought it helped with digestion. That's when I realized how little most of us know about this. We've spent decades believing that all fruits are good all the time. But once we hit 60, our bodies tell a different story. Our muscles need more support. Our balance depends on proper nutrition. And our energy levels are tied to how steady our blood sugar is throughout the day. Here's the thing, this isn't about fear. It's about awareness. Fruits are still a beautiful gift from nature. But like anything, they need to be eaten with understanding. You'll see in this video that for each fruit I mention, I'll also give you safer, healthier options that not only protect your legs but also boost your energy and keep your joints flexible. One more thing, I encourage you to stay until the very end. Because fruit number 5 might surprise you the most. It's something many older adults eat every week thinking it's helping their digestion. But it can actually cause bruising, fatigue, and joint pain, especially if you're taking certain medications. I want this video to be a friendly conversation. Like you and I are sitting at the kitchen table with a cup of tea, sharing stories and learning how to take better care of our health. So, if you're watching this, do me a small favor. Leave a comment below. Maybe tell me where you're watching from. Or just say, hi. It's a simple way to remind others they're not alone on this journey. And if this information feels helpful to you, consider clicking like or subscribe. Not because it helps me, but because it ensures you won't miss other practical advice made especially for seniors. Because I truly believe that strong legs are the key to freedom, the freedom to walk, to play with your grandkids, to travel, to live life fully without fear. So, let's take the first step together. Let's look at these 7 fruits that might be silently weakening your legs after 60. Starting with number 7. A fruit that's loved by many on hot summer days, but could be quietly draining your strength if you're not careful. When you think of fruit, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Sweetness, freshness, and the idea of health. Right? That's what most of us have believed our whole lives. I remember talking to John, a retired firefighter from Texas, who proudly told me he ate tons of fruit every single day because he wanted to stay healthy. He loved his bananas in the morning, grapes in the afternoon, and a big bowl of watermelon at night. But then, John started noticing something troubling. His legs didn't feel as strong as before. He'd get cramps after walking just a few blocks. And his balance wasn't what it used to be. When we talked about his diet, John was shocked to hear that some fruits, especially when eaten in large amounts, could be part of the problem. See, after age 60, our bodies change. The way we process sugar isn't as efficient as it used to be. Our circulation slows. Our muscle recovery takes longer. And even something as natural as fruit can lead to problems if we don't eat it the right way. This isn't about cutting out fruit altogether. It's about understanding which ones might be silently causing issues like weak legs, slower reflexes, or cramps. I explained to John that certain fruits, although healthy, can lead to blood sugar spikes and mineral imbalances. These small imbalances add up over time, affecting the strength and flexibility of our legs. The truth is, fruits are not bad, far from it. But knowing which ones to enjoy and which ones to limit can make all the difference. Just like with anything else in life, balance is key. For example, instead of a big bowl of watermelon every night, a few small slices during the day, paired with a handful of pumpkin seeds, could help John avoid losing minerals like potassium and magnesium. When I told John this, He looked at me with wide eyes. You mean I could still enjoy my fruits, but just in a smarter way? Exactly. And that's what I want to share with you today. There's a way to keep your favorite fruits on your plate without letting them quietly chip away at your leg strength. Think about it this way. Your legs are like the foundation of a house. If the foundation is weak, everything above it starts to feel unsteady. But with the right adjustments, your legs can stay strong for years to come. Before we dive deeper into the list of fruits that need a little caution, I want you to imagine something. What if one simple change in your fruit habits could mean climbing stairs without pain, walking without cramps, or standing for longer periods without feeling weak? That's the goal here, not to take away joy, but to give you more freedom and energy. The next section will reveal a surprising truth about leg weakness that many people overlook, and it's something you can fix starting today. If there's one thing I've learned after decades of talking with people over 60, it's this: most of us don't realize how much our daily food choices affect the strength of our legs. We assume that if our legs feel weaker, if we're tripping a little more, or if those nighttime cramps keep coming back, it's all just part of getting old. But the truth is far more surprising and empowering. I want to start with the story of Martha, a lovely retired teacher I met during a health seminar. Martha is 72, full of life, and has always been a believer in eating fresh, natural foods. I never touch junk food, she told me proudly. Every day I have a banana for breakfast, grapes as a snack, and a glass of orange juice with lunch. I always keep a jar of dried prunes in my pantry for digestion. She thought she was doing everything right. But then Martha began noticing something troubling. Her legs would feel heavy after just a short walk around the garden. When she climbed the stairs, her knees felt stiff and her balance wavered. At night, her calves would cramp so painfully that she had to sit up and massage them until the discomfort eased. She assumed it was age catching up with her. But in reality, it was her healthy diet that was quietly working against her. What Martha didn't know is that after age 60, our bodies change dramatically. Our metabolism slows. Our circulation isn't as strong. And our muscles recover much more slowly than before. Even the way we process sugar, yes, even natural sugar from fruits, becomes less efficient. The same glass of orange juice that once gave you a refreshing burst of energy in your 30s can now cause your blood sugar to spike, then crash, leaving your legs tired and your energy drained. This doesn't mean fruit is bad. Far from it. Fruits are full of vitamins, fiber, and antioxidants. But not all fruits are created equal when it comes to protecting leg strength. Some fruits, especially those that are high in sugar or have a diuretic effect, can rob your muscles of the minerals they need to stay strong and flexible. Think of your muscles like rubber bands. When you're young, they stretch and snap back easily. But as we age, those rubber bands become drier, less elastic. If we keep adding wear and tear with the wrong foods, they lose their strength faster. High sugar fruits can accelerate this by causing inflammation and damaging the tiny blood vessels that feed your muscles. When I explained this to Martha, she was stunned. I thought grapes and orange juice were helping me, she said. I never imagined they were part of the reason I'm feeling so weak. We made just a few simple changes to her routine. Instead of drinking fruit juice, she switched to eating whole fruits like berries and kiwi, which have lower sugar and higher fiber. She paired her morning fruit with a handful of almonds to slow sugar absorption and keep her energy stable. She reduced dried fruits to just a few pieces a week and always combined them with a protein source like Greek yogurt. Within 3 weeks, Martha called me with excitement in her voice. "Doc," she said, "I just walked around my block without stopping once. I haven't done that in years." Her cramps were less frequent. Her balance improved, and she felt more confident standing and walking. This is the shocking truth about leg weakness: it's not always about age or lack of exercise. It's often about the tiny, daily habits we overlook. Many of us drink fruit juice every morning without realizing that one glass can contain 25 to 30 grams of sugar, more than a can of soda. Without fiber, that sugar rushes into the bloodstream, putting stress on our blood vessels and muscles. Your legs, more than any other part of your body, rely on healthy blood flow to deliver oxygen and nutrients. If your blood sugar is constantly spiking, those tiny blood vessels in your calves, ankles, and feet can stiffen over time. That's when you start feeling fatigue, tingling, or even numbness. Another factor that surprises many seniors is dehydration caused by certain fruits. For example, fruits like watermelon act as natural diuretics. They make you urinate more, which can flush out minerals like potassium and magnesium, minerals that are essential for preventing cramps and maintaining muscle strength. Without these minerals, your legs can feel tired after even light activity. The good news? We can fix this. You don't have to give up fruit, you just have to eat it smarter. Eat smaller portions. Choose fruits that are lower in sugar. And always combine them with protein or healthy fat. For example, half a banana with a spoonful of peanut butter is far better than eating a whole banana by itself. I'll never forget what Sam, a 65-year-old retired mechanic, told me after he made these changes. I thought I'd have to accept weak legs as part of getting old. But I feel like I've gotten 10 years back just by changing how I eat fruit. His story is proof that these small tweaks make a huge difference. So here's what I want you to remember. Weak legs are not just a sign of age. They are a signal, your body telling you something needs to change. If you're experiencing leg fatigue, balance problems, or nighttime cramps, start by looking at the fruits you're eating. Could they be giving you too much sugar, too little fiber, or draining your minerals? In the next section, we're going to dive into the 7 fruits seniors should be cautious with. These are the fruits that, while delicious, can quietly weaken your legs if you're not careful. And I'll also show you which fruits can give your legs the boost they truly need. Before we move on, take a moment to think about your daily habits. Do you drink orange juice every morning? Do you snack on grapes without thinking? Or maybe you have a habit of eating bananas when you're tired? These little routines could be the reason your legs don't feel as strong as they used to. The good news is, awareness is the first step to change. Just like Martha and Sam, you can start making better choices today and see real improvements in just a few weeks. Your legs can feel lighter, your balance steadier, and your energy stronger. When I sit down with seniors and ask about their diet, the answer is almost always the same. I eat healthy, lots of fruits and vegetables, and they truly believe they are making the best choice for their bodies. After all, fruit is natural, right? It grows on trees. It's colorful, and it's full of vitamins. How could it possibly be bad for you? But here's the surprising truth. Not all fruits are good for you after 60. In fact, some of them, if eaten too often or in the wrong way, can quietly drain your strength, weaken your muscles, and increase your risk of falling. These fruits may have been perfectly fine for you in your 20s, 30s, and even 40s. But as your body changes, so should your approach to food. Let me share a story about Sam, a retired mechanic from Ohio, who learned this the hard way. Sam spent 40 years working with his hands and lifting heavy parts. Even in retirement, he was strong and active. But at 65, he started feeling something was off. He'd stand up from the couch, and his legs would wobble. Walking up the porch steps felt like a chore. He even had trouble keeping his balance when getting out of bed. Sam thought maybe it was just part of aging, that his muscles were naturally getting weaker. But when I asked about his meals, I found something interesting. Every morning, Sam started his day with a large glass of orange juice, thinking it was the healthy alternative to coffee. He snacked on dried apricots and dates throughout the day. And after dinner, he loved having a bowl of grapes or watermelon. I thought I was doing everything right, he told me, shaking his head. Here's the problem. Many fruits are packed with natural sugars. And without the fiber or protein to slow things down, these sugars can flood your bloodstream. Your body reacts by producing a surge of insulin to bring your sugar levels back under control. Over time, these constant spikes and crashes can damage your blood vessels, especially the tiny ones in your legs and feet. This damage makes it harder for your muscles to get the nutrients and oxygen they need, leading to fatigue and weakness. And sugar isn't the only issue. Some fruits, like watermelon or pineapple, act like natural diuretics, flushing water and minerals out of your body. When you lose too much potassium or magnesium, minerals that are crucial for muscle contraction, you're more likely to experience cramps, tingling, or heavy legs. Others, like bananas, can build up too much potassium if your kidneys aren't as strong as they used to be, which can actually cause muscle weakness and irregular heartbeats. When I explained all this to Sam, he looked stunned. "You mean my fruit snacks are hurting my legs?" he asked. I smiled and said, "Not all fruit is bad, Sam. It's about choosing the right ones and eating them the right way." So, I gave Sam a new plan. Limit high-sugar fruits like grapes, bananas, and pineapple. Skip fruit juices. They're basically liquid sugar with no fiber. Switch to low-sugar, high-fiber fruits like raspberries, blueberries, kiwi, and pears. Pair fruits with healthy fats or protein. A small handful of walnuts or a spoonful of almond butter helps slow down sugar absorption and keep energy stable. Sam was hesitant at first, but within 3 weeks, he noticed a huge difference. He called me, excited, saying, "Doc, I walked up my porch steps today without holding the railing. I feel like my legs are mine again." This is why I'm so passionate about sharing this message. After 60, it's not enough to just eat healthy, you have to eat smart. What once worked for your body might not be what your body needs today. Now, you might be wondering, which fruits should you really avoid or limit? Here's a quick preview of the 7 fruits we'll discuss in this video. Watermelon, refreshing but can flush out essential minerals too quickly. Grapes, high in sugar and can cause rapid blood sugar spikes. Pineapple, acidic and interacts with certain medications like blood thinners. Fruit juice, concentrated sugar that hits your bloodstream fast. Dried fruits, sugar bombs that are easy to overeat. Canned fruits, often loaded with syrup and preservatives. Bananas, healthy in small amounts but risky if kidneys can't balance potassium. Each of these fruits has its place, but knowing when to eat them, how much to eat, and what to pair them with can make all the difference for your leg strength and overall energy. I've seen seniors transform their mobility just by making these small changes. Imagine being able to walk longer distances, climb stairs without pain, or enjoy your morning walks without worrying about cramps. That's what smart eating can do for you. I want you to remember this: strong legs mean freedom. They mean being able to play with your grandkids, go on vacations, tend to your garden, or simply move around the house without fear of falling. Every little choice you make, including the fruits you put on your plate, either helps protect that freedom or chips away at it. When you think of weak legs, what comes to mind? Most people immediately blame age, lack of exercise, or maybe even a recent injury. And while these factors can certainly play a role, I've found that for many seniors, the real culprit is much simpler: their daily diet. What you eat, especially after age 60, has a powerful impact on your leg strength, balance, and ability to stay active. Let me tell you about Robert, a 67-year-old retired postal worker from Florida. Robert loved being outdoors. Even after retiring, he would walk around his neighborhood every morning, greeting neighbors and staying active. But over the past year, he noticed something troubling. His legs would feel heavy and tired after just 10 minutes of walking. Climbing the 3 steps to his porch made his knees ache. "I thought I just needed to rest more," Robert said when we talked. But as we looked at his eating habits, a pattern became clear. Every morning, Robert started with a glass of orange juice and 2 bananas. For lunch, he had a bowl of fruit salad, usually with grapes, pineapple, and watermelon. In the evening, he would snack on dried mango or dates. "It's healthy," he would laugh. "I haven't touched candy or soda in years." The problem wasn't that Robert was eating fruit, it was how much and what kind. Certain fruits, especially when eaten alone or in large amounts, can overload the body with sugar. While natural sugar may sound harmless, your body reacts to it in the same way as other forms of sugar. It spikes blood sugar levels. For seniors, this spike is harder to control because the pancreas doesn't produce insulin as efficiently as it did in younger years. What happens next? Your blood sugar crashes, leaving you feeling drained and weak. Your leg muscles, which need steady fuel and proper blood flow, are hit hardest. When blood vessels stiffen from repeated sugar spikes, they don't deliver enough oxygen and nutrients to your muscles. That's when you start feeling heaviness in your legs, cramps, or even tingling in your feet. I explained this to Robert using a simple example. Imagine your muscles as a car engine. If you pour too much fuel too quickly, the engine gets overwhelmed and sputters. But if you feed it the right amount at the right pace, it runs smoothly. We adjusted Robert's diet step by step. Instead of drinking orange juice, he ate half an orange with a handful of almonds. Instead of 2 bananas, he switched to half a banana paired with Greek yogurt. For his fruit salad, he replaced high-sugar fruits like pineapple and grapes with berries and kiwi, which are lower in sugar and higher in fiber. The change was remarkable. Within just 3 weeks, Robert's legs felt lighter. "Doc," he said with a big grin, "I walked all the way to the park and back today without stopping. I haven't done that in months." Why does diet affect your legs so much? Your legs have some of the largest and hardest working muscles in your body. They carry your entire weight every time you stand, walk, or climb stairs. For these muscles to stay strong, they need proper fuel, steady blood sugar, balanced minerals like potassium and magnesium, and healthy blood flow. When you overload your body with sugary fruits or skip key nutrients, your legs are the first to complain. And it's not just about sugar. Certain fruits, like watermelon, act as natural diuretics. While this can help with bloating, it can also cause you to lose electrolytes, which are critical for preventing muscle cramps and maintaining strength. Others, like dried fruits, are easy to overeat. Just a handful of raisins can have as much sugar as a candy bar without the fiber to slow it down. Does this mean you should stop eating fruit? Absolutely not. Fruits are still packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and fiber. The key is to choose wisely and eat them in balance. Pairing fruit with protein or healthy fats, like apple slices with peanut butter or berries with cottage cheese, helps slow the sugar absorption and keeps your energy levels steady. I've also seen how timing matters. Eating fruit first thing in the morning on an empty stomach can cause a quick sugar spike. Instead, having fruit as part of a meal, or as a small snack with nuts, can make a world of difference for your legs and overall energy. I remember another patient, Linda, a 64-year-old grandmother who loved making smoothies. Every morning, she blended bananas, grapes, and orange juice together, thinking it was the healthiest breakfast. But she always felt sluggish by mid-morning, with aching legs after even light chores. Once we adjusted her smoothie, swapping out half the fruits for spinach, chia seeds, and a few frozen berries, she said her energy felt steady all day. The lesson here is simple. Weak legs are often a sign that your muscles aren't getting the steady energy they need. If you're over 60 and noticing fatigue, cramps, or slower recovery after walking, look closely at your diet. Are you overloading on sugary fruits? Are you skipping protein? Are you drinking fruit juices that hit your bloodstream like liquid candy? The good news is that just a few small changes can bring big results. You don't have to give up your favorite fruits, you just need to enjoy them smarter. Start by choosing low-sugar fruits like berries, kiwi, or pears. Eating fruit with a handful of nuts or a spoonful of almond butter. Avoiding fruit juices and opting for whole fruits instead. Paying attention to portion sizes. Half a banana is often enough. When I see seniors make these simple adjustments, the transformation is incredible. Their legs feel stronger, their balance improves, and they have the energy to enjoy life again. When we think of sugar, we usually picture candy bars, soda, or pastries. Most seniors I talk to proudly tell me they avoid these unhealthy foods. But what if I told you that sugar is often sneaking into your diet in a form you least expect, through the very fruits you believe are helping you stay healthy? After age 60, sugar becomes one of the biggest hidden threats to our energy, leg strength, and overall health. And I don't just mean the sugar in desserts or soft drinks. The natural sugar in fruit can become a silent trap when we don't pay attention to how much we consume or how our bodies respond. Meet Betty, the fruit lover. Betty is a 70-year-old grandmother who loves making fruit salads. Every morning, she slices up a mix of bananas, grapes, and watermelon. It's the healthiest breakfast, isn't it? She asked me with a smile. For years, Betty believed she was nourishing her body. But slowly, she noticed her legs getting weaker. I feel like I can't stand for long without resting, she told me. She also suffered from frequent cramps, especially at night. When we reviewed her diet, it became clear Betty was eating the equivalent of 5 to 6 tablespoons of sugar every morning, just from her fruit bowl. And because she was eating fruit on an empty stomach, her blood sugar spiked quickly, then dropped. These ups and downs drained her energy and left her muscles struggling to function at their best. Why sugar hits harder after 60? When you're younger, your pancreas releases insulin efficiently to manage blood sugar spikes. Your muscles are also better at absorbing glucose as fuel. But after 60, your body's response slows. Your cells become less sensitive to insulin, meaning sugar lingers in your bloodstream longer. This extra sugar damages tiny blood vessels, especially in your legs and feet. These capillaries are like delicate pipes carrying oxygen and nutrients to your muscles. When they're weakened by sugar, your legs don't get the support they need. The result? Fatigue, slower reflexes, and even balance problems. Hidden sugar bombs. You might be shocked to learn how much sugar is hiding in everyday fruits. A medium banana has around 14 to 17 grams of sugar. A small bowl of grapes, 20 pieces, packs over 20 grams. A glass of orange juice often contains 25 to 30 grams, more than a can of soda. And dried fruits? They're even worse. Just 4 to 5 dried dates have the same sugar as a full-sized candy bar. Because dried fruits are so small and chewy, it's easy to eat too many without realizing how much sugar you've consumed. The link between sugar and weak legs. Your leg muscles are like engines that need clean, steady fuel to perform well. When you overload them with sugar, it's like pouring too much gas into an engine all at once. It sputters, struggles, and burns out faster. High sugar levels also trigger inflammation in your joints and tissues. Over time, this makes your muscles stiff and less responsive. It's why so many seniors complain about their legs feeling heavy or slow. It's not just age, it's the food we're giving our bodies. The balance fix. I encouraged Betty to make small, easy changes. Instead of eating a big bowl of high-sugar fruit, she started her day with half a banana and a few berries. Paired with Greek yogurt, she swapped orange juice for a glass of water with a squeeze of lemon, refreshing but with no sugar spikes. When she craved a snack, she combined sliced apples with almond butter, which slowed the sugar absorption. Within a month, Betty felt like a new person. "I don't get those horrible cramps anymore," she told me, "and I can walk to the park again without my legs feeling like lead." Why pairing fruits helps. Here's a simple trick I teach everyone: never eat fruit alone. Always pair it with a healthy fat or protein, like nuts, seeds, or plain cheese. This slows down the way sugar enters your bloodstream, preventing the big spikes that weaken your muscles. For example, if you love watermelon, have a few slices with a small handful of roasted pumpkin seeds. The fiber and fat in the seeds will help keep your blood sugar stable, and you'll feel energized instead of drained. The emotional side of sugar. Sugar doesn't just affect our muscles, it affects how we feel. Many seniors notice that after eating a lot of fruit or sweet snacks, they feel tired or irritable. This isn't in your imagination. Sugar highs and crashes can mess with your energy and mood, which can make even simple tasks like walking or standing feel harder. I always say this to my patients: your legs are your freedom. Every step you take is a step toward independence. Why let something as simple as excess sugar steal that from you? By learning to eat smarter, you give your legs the support they need to carry you through life. Your next step. The next time you prepare a snack, take a closer look at the sugar content of the fruit you're eating. Ask yourself, could I cut the portion in half? Can I add some protein or healthy fat to make it more balanced? Am I eating this fruit out of habit or hunger? These small questions can change everything. Just like Betty, you can enjoy fruit without letting it drain your energy or strength. There's one fruit I see seniors eating all the time, believing it's the ultimate digestive helper and immune booster. It's bright, tropical, sweet, and refreshing, a true summer favorite. Yet, for many people over 60, this fruit can quietly cause bruising, unusual fatigue, and even joint pain. I'm talking about pineapple. Meet Carol, a pineapple lover. Carol is 66, a retired nurse from Arizona who loves cooking for her grandkids. She always believed pineapple was her health secret. "I eat a few slices after every meal," she told me proudly. "It helps with digestion and keeps me feeling light." But over time, Carol began noticing strange bruises on her legs. "I don't even remember bumping into anything," she said, "and I feel tired after walking just a short distance." She also felt that her knees were achy and stiff, especially after a long day of housework. When we reviewed her diet, pineapple was a daily staple. At first, she couldn't believe this sweet, healthy fruit could be part of her problems. But the truth is, pineapple contains a powerful enzyme called bromelain, which can interact with certain medications. For seniors taking blood thinners or anti-inflammatory drugs, bromelain can amplify their effects, causing bruising or bleeding to appear more easily. Why pineapple can be tricky after 60. Pineapple is naturally acidic, which means it can irritate the lining of your mouth or even your digestive tract if you eat too much. For someone with sensitive joints or arthritis, this acidity may worsen inflammation, making knees and ankles feel sore or swollen after even light activity. Another hidden problem is its sugar content. A single cup of pineapple chunks has around 16 grams of sugar, which can spike your blood sugar if eaten alone. For seniors with diabetes, pre-diabetes, or even just mild insulin resistance, these spikes can lead to energy crashes that leave your legs feeling heavy and weak. And then there's bromelain. While bromelain is known for helping break down protein and improving digestion, it can also thin the blood slightly. If you're already on medications like aspirin, warfarin, or other blood thinners. This can increase your risk of bruising or slow recovery from small injuries. Carol's unexplained bruises were a clear sign of this interaction. The hidden connection between pineapple and fatigue. The combination of high sugar and bromelain's effect on the blood can make your body work harder than it needs to. Your energy drops. Your muscles don't recover as quickly. And you may feel exhausted after simple tasks like cooking or taking a short walk. When Carol reduced her pineapple intake, she saw changes almost immediately. We swapped her post-meal pineapple for ripe papaya, a fruit that's also great for digestion but with lower sugar, less acidity, and no risky drug interactions. Within 2 weeks, her bruising stopped. And she told me, "I feel steady on my feet again. My knees don't ache as much." How to eat pineapple safely. Does this mean you can never eat pineapple again? Not at all. It's all about moderation and timing. Limit your portion to a few small slices rather than a whole bowl. Always eat pineapple with other foods, especially ones rich in healthy fats or protein, to balance the sugar spike. Avoid eating it late in the evening when your blood sugar naturally drops. This can worsen nighttime leg cramps. If you're on blood thinners, consult your doctor before making pineapple a daily habit. The emotional side of pineapple. Carol once told me, "I thought I was doing my body a favor. It feels strange to think that something so sweet and natural could make me feel worse." This is a common reaction I see among seniors. We grow up believing that all fruit is good fruit. But the reality is, as our bodies age, we have to be more mindful of what we eat. The right fruits can energize us, but the wrong ones can quietly chip away at our strength. Better alternatives for leg health. If you love tropical fruits, papaya and kiwi are excellent choices. They contain enzymes that aid digestion like bromelain does, but without the acidity or high sugar content. Pairing papaya with a few almonds or a sprinkle of chia seeds is one of my favorite snack recommendations for seniors. It's gentle on the stomach, stabilizes blood sugar, and helps maintain muscle recovery. Why this matters for your legs. Your legs are your foundation. They carry you through your day, support your independence, and give you the freedom to enjoy life. Every time we choose foods that weaken muscle recovery or slow circulation, we take a step backward. Something as simple as replacing pineapple with papaya or eating fruit with balance can give you stronger, more reliable legs. The takeaway: pineapple isn't the enemy, but like many things, it needs to be enjoyed wisely. If you've been dealing with unexplained bruises, fatigue, or achy knees, it's worth looking at your fruit habits. A small change can make a huge difference in how you feel and move. When we talk about leg weakness or muscle fatigue, most people think of lack of exercise, arthritis, or just getting older. But there's another culprit that's quietly draining your strength, and it's probably sitting in your fridge right now. I'm talking about fruit juice. Yes, even the 100% pure and natural juice that claims to be healthy can be a silent sugar bomb for seniors. Many of my patients are surprised when I tell them this. They say, "But doctor, isn't orange juice good for vitamin C?" It is, but the problem is everything that's missing when you turn fruit into juice. Why fruit juice hurts your legs? When you drink juice, you're basically consuming liquid sugar without the natural fiber that comes from eating whole fruit. Fiber slows down how sugar enters your bloodstream, helping your body process it gradually. Without fiber, all that sugar floods your blood at once. For someone over 60, this sugar surge is especially harmful. The pancreas, which produces insulin to manage blood sugar, doesn't work as efficiently as it used to. This means the sugar stays in your blood longer, damaging the tiny blood vessels, especially those in your legs and feet. Over time, this can lead to fatigue, cramps, and slower muscle recovery. Meet George, the morning juice habit. George, A 69-year-old retired school principal used to drink a large glass of orange juice every morning. He believed it was the best way to start the day fresh. But over the past year, he began to notice that his legs felt heavy after his morning walk. Sometimes, he had to sit down halfway through because of calf cramps. When I asked him about his breakfast, it clicked. That single glass of juice, about 8 ounces, had 25 to 30 grams of sugar. That's more sugar than some sodas. And because he drank it on an empty stomach, his blood sugar spiked quickly, then crashed. This left his muscles drained of steady energy, causing that heavy, tired feeling in his legs. The science of sugar spikes. Your muscles are like engines that need a steady flow of fuel. When blood sugar jumps, your body floods your bloodstream with insulin to lower it. This roller coaster of sugar spikes and drops doesn't just make you feel tired, it also inflames your blood vessels and stiffens the collagen in your joints. Over time, this contributes to leg weakness, slower reflexes, and even a higher risk of falls. Juice isn't always what it seems. Even juices labeled as 100% natural can be misleading. They often concentrate the sugars from several pieces of fruit into one glass. For example, 1 glass of apple juice can be the sugar equivalent of eating 3 to 4 whole apples, without any of the fiber that makes apples healthy in the first place. And store-bought juices? Many have added sweeteners or are made from juice concentrates that are even higher in sugar than freshly squeezed juice. Some so-called healthy juices pack 40 grams of sugar per bottle. That's nearly 10 teaspoons. The simple fix: whole fruit wins every time. When George replaced his morning juice with a small plate of whole fruit, half an orange, a few blueberries, and some Greek yogurt, his energy levels changed dramatically. After just 10 days, he said, "I can walk twice as far without my legs feeling heavy. I didn't realize that juice was weighing me down." This is why I always recommend eating fruit instead of drinking it. Whole fruits like pears, kiwi, or a handful of raspberries not only provide vitamins and antioxidants but also deliver fiber, which keeps your digestion and blood sugar steady. Better drinks for seniors. If you love having something refreshing in the morning, try lemon water. It's hydrating, full of vitamin C and has almost no sugar. Infused water. Add slices of cucumber, mint, or berries to water for a light, fruity flavor without sugar overload. Green tea, packed with antioxidants that help improve circulation and muscle recovery. The emotional side of juice. I know it's not easy to give up something you've been drinking for years. George told me, "I've been having orange juice with breakfast since I was a kid." It felt strange to stop, but when he realized how much stronger and more energetic he felt without it, he didn't miss it anymore. It's not about saying no forever. You can still enjoy juice occasionally, maybe a small glass on a special morning. But for daily health, especially when it comes to your legs, water and whole fruits are your best friends. A quick test for yourself. If you've been drinking juice daily and notice that your legs feel weak or you get tired easily, try cutting out juice for just 1 week. Replace it with water and a slice of fresh fruit. You might be amazed at how much lighter and stronger you feel. Your legs deserve better fuel. Your legs carry you through life, to the store, to your garden, to visits with your grandkids. They need steady energy and proper nutrients to stay strong. Juice, no matter how natural it seems, can take away that strength if you're not careful. When we think of dried fruits like raisins, prunes, or dates, we often see them as healthy, natural snacks. Many seniors tell me, "I have a few dried prunes every day to help with digestion." Or, "I snack on raisins because they're better than candy." While these snacks are indeed natural, they're also concentrated sugar bombs that can quietly drain your strength and affect your balance. Why dried fruits can be harmful. Fresh fruit is mostly water, which naturally dilutes the sugar content. When fruit is dried, all the water is removed, but the sugar remains and becomes even more concentrated. Just a small handful of raisins, about 2 tablespoons, contains 15 to 20 grams of sugar, nearly the same as an entire fresh apple. For someone over 60, eating dried fruits daily can create a dangerous cycle. Blood sugar spikes quickly because there's no water or fiber to slow absorption. The spike is followed by a crash, leaving you feeling drained, shaky, or weak. Over time, these sugar surges damage tiny blood vessels, especially in your legs and feet. This leads to poor circulation, numbness, and weaker muscle response, which directly affects your balance. Meet Helen, the afternoon snacker. Helen, a 71-year-old grandmother from Oregon, loved her dried fruit snacks. "I keep a bag of raisins in my purse," she told me, "so I always have something healthy on hand." But she started noticing that her legs felt wobbly when she stood up after sitting for a while. She also had trouble climbing the stairs because her knees felt weak and unsteady. When we looked at her daily routine, the answer was clear. Helen was eating dried fruits multiple times a day, often without realizing how much sugar they contained. "I thought I was being good," she said. "I didn't know I was overloading my body with sugar." The link between sugar and balance. Balance issues aren't always caused by joint problems or inner ear conditions. In many seniors, they're linked to nerve health and circulation. When blood sugar is constantly spiking, it damages the tiny nerves in the legs and feet. This leads to slower reflexes, tingling, or numbness, all of which make it harder to stay steady on your feet. Dried fruits also lack the fiber and water that fresh fruits have, meaning they don't give you the same feeling of fullness. It's easy to eat too many, thinking you've only had a small snack. But in reality, you've consumed the sugar equivalent of 3 to 4 servings of fresh fruit. Helen's transformation. When Helen replaced her dried fruit with fresh fruit paired with healthy fats, like apple slices with almond butter or a few fresh berries with yogurt, her balance improved noticeably. "I can get up from the couch without feeling wobbly," she told me after just 2 weeks. "I didn't realize such a small change could make such a big difference." The problem with packaged dried fruit. Most packaged dried fruits aren't just high in natural sugar, they're also coated with added sugar or preservatives like sulfites. These additives can cause inflammation and even mild breathing issues in sensitive individuals. For someone already dealing with joint stiffness or leg pain, this extra inflammation makes things worse. Better alternatives. If you enjoy dried fruits, you don't have to give them up completely. You just need to eat them in moderation and pair them wisely. Stick to 1 tablespoon of dried fruit and pair it with a handful of raw nuts to slow sugar absorption. Choose unsweetened dried fruits with no preservatives or additives. Replace dried fruit with fresh, water-rich fruits like pears, kiwi, or berries. One of my favorite snack ideas is a few slices of pear with a sprinkle of cinnamon and a teaspoon of natural peanut butter. It's satisfying, low in sugar, and supports muscle recovery instead of draining your energy. Why hydration matters. Another overlooked issue with dried fruits is dehydration. Because they have no water, eating them can make you feel thirsty and, if eaten in large amounts, can slightly dehydrate your muscles. Dehydrated muscles cramp more easily and recover more slowly, making your legs feel heavy and less stable. Your balance is your freedom. When you think about independence, your ability to stand and walk without fear of falling is everything. I always tell my patients, your legs are like the foundation of your home. If they're weak or unstable, everything feels harder. Dried fruits may seem innocent, but when eaten in excess, they can chip away at that foundation. The emotional side. Helen confessed to me, "I used to eat dried fruits because they reminded me of my mom. She always had a jar of raisins in the kitchen. For many of us, these foods have emotional meaning. That's okay. The key isn't to give them up forever. It's to enjoy them occasionally and with awareness. Take this simple challenge. Try replacing your dried fruits with fresh fruits and nuts for 1 week. See how your energy, balance, and leg strength feel. Most people notice they're less bloated, less tired, and feel lighter on their feet. When seniors talk about leg weakness, they often blame age, arthritis, or lack of activity. But there's another hidden factor that quietly affects the strength and flexibility of your legs: what you eat every day. One of the most underestimated culprits? Canned fruits. At first glance, canned fruit seems like a great idea. It's convenient, lasts for months, and it's still fruit, right? But most canned fruits are soaking in heavy syrup, loaded with added sugars that can harm your muscles, joints, and overall energy levels. Meet Frank, the healthy dessert habit. Frank is a 74-year-old retired truck driver from Kansas. He's a kind, hard-working man who loves simple, home-cooked meals. Every night after dinner, he had a bowl of canned peaches or pears. It's better than eating cake, he told me with a grin. But Frank started noticing something. His legs felt tired even after light chores like sweeping the porch. He also had mild swelling in his ankles and found it harder to get up from his recliner. When we looked closer, I realized that Frank's dessert, while healthier than cake, wasn't as innocent as he thought. That 1 cup of canned peaches was swimming in syrup containing 20 to 25 grams of added sugar, on top of the natural sugar from the fruit itself. That's like eating 5 teaspoons of sugar in a single serving. How canned fruit affects your legs. Sugar is a major enemy of your leg health after 60. Too much sugar in your blood damages small blood vessels, capillaries, especially in your legs and feet. This weakens circulation, making it harder for your muscles to get oxygen and nutrients. The result? Fatigue, slower recovery after walking, and cramps. But sugar isn't the only issue with canned fruit. The canning process removes much of the fruit's natural fiber and vitamin C. What's left is a soft, overly sweet product that spikes your blood sugar quickly, without the fiber to slow absorption. Your body goes through a sugar roller coaster, a quick burst of energy followed by a crash, leaving you feeling heavy and tired. The problem with high fructose syrup. Many canned fruits are packed in high fructose corn syrup, HFCS, which is even harder on your body. Unlike regular sugar, fructose is processed almost entirely by the liver. For seniors with slower liver function or mild fatty liver, which is very common, this can lead to fat buildup, high triglycerides, and inflammation, all of which affect leg strength and stamina. Frank's turning point. When I explained this to Frank, he was shocked. "You mean my peaches are as bad as soda?" he asked. "In some ways, yes. That syrup is like liquid sugar." We made simple changes. Frank switched from canned fruits in syrup to fresh or frozen fruits with no added sugar. When fresh peaches weren't in season, he bought canned peaches packed in water and drained the liquid. He paired his fruit with unsweetened Greek yogurt for protein and a sprinkle of cinnamon for flavor. Within a month, Frank noticed his legs felt lighter. "I can walk around the block without feeling like my knees are carrying bricks," he said proudly. Better alternatives to canned fruits. If you love the convenience of canned fruits, here's how to make them healthier. Choose canned fruits in water or natural juice, not heavy syrup. Rinse them under fresh water to remove excess sugar. Pair them with protein, like a small handful of walnuts or cottage cheese, to prevent sugar spikes. Or better yet, buy frozen fruit, like frozen blueberries or mango, which are picked at peak ripeness and have no added sugar. Why this matters for seniors. As we age, our body's ability to handle sugar declines. We don't process carbohydrates as efficiently, And excess sugar damages not just blood vessels but also collagen, the protein that keeps our joints flexible. If you've been feeling stiff in the knees or hips, your diet might be silently contributing. Canned fruit, with its high sugar load, accelerates this process. It's why so many seniors who think they're eating healthy still feel tired, weak, and sore after even light physical activity. A simple daily swap. One of my favorite easy swaps for seniors is to replace canned fruit desserts with a small bowl of fresh berries topped with a spoonful of plain yogurt. Berries have less sugar, more fiber, and powerful antioxidants that improve circulation and reduce inflammation, exactly what your legs need to stay strong. The emotional connection. Frank told me, "My wife used to make me peach cobbler. So canned peaches made me feel close to her. Food is emotional. And I understand that." I told him, "It's not about giving up memories, it's about creating healthier ones." Now, he enjoys fresh peach slices in summer and frozen berries in winter, saying, "It's just as sweet, but I feel so much better." Your challenge. If you're eating canned fruit daily, try going 1 week without it. Replace it with a bowl of fresh pear slices or a handful of blueberries. Notice how your legs feel, lighter, less swollen, and with fewer cramps. Most of my patients feel the difference within days. Nighttime leg cramps are something I hear about almost every week from my patients. Many seniors complain that they wake up in the middle of the night with sharp pain in their calves or feet, forcing them to jump out of bed and stretch until the cramp eases. It's uncomfortable, exhausting, and often confusing because they don't know what's causing it. One of the most surprising triggers? Bananas, when eaten the wrong way or in excessive amounts. The banana myth. Bananas are widely praised as a miracle fruit for cramps because of their potassium content. And it's true, potassium is vital for muscle function. But here's the part many people don't know: too much potassium, especially when your kidneys aren't filtering as efficiently as they used to, can actually cause muscle fatigue, cramps, or even irregular heart rhythms. As we get older, kidney function naturally slows down. If you're also taking blood pressure medications, ACE inhibitors, or potassium-sparing diuretics, your potassium levels can rise even faster than you realize. When this happens, your muscles, including the ones in your legs, can feel heavy, weak, and more prone to cramping. Diane's story. Diane, a 63-year-old retired librarian from California, came to me complaining about severe nighttime cramps. "I don't understand it," she said. "I eat 2 bananas every day to prevent cramps, but they seem to be getting worse." We reviewed her diet and medication list. Diane was taking a blood pressure medication that already preserved potassium in her body. By eating 2 bananas a day, each with around 400 to 450 milligrams of potassium, she was unknowingly overloading her system. Her body wasn't flushing out the extra potassium effectively, which was contributing to her cramps instead of preventing them. When we cut her banana intake to half a banana a day and replaced the rest of her snacks with low potassium fruits like berries and pears, her cramps improved dramatically within a week. "I finally slept through the night without pain," she told me with relief. The sugar factor. Bananas don't just contain potassium, they also have 14 to 17 grams of natural sugar per medium banana. When eaten alone, especially before bedtime, this sugar can cause a spike and crash in blood sugar levels during the night. This sudden drop often triggers the body to release stress hormones, which can lead to restlessness, poor sleep, or even leg cramps. How to eat bananas safely. Bananas aren't bad, they just need to be eaten in the right way. Limit your portion to half a banana if you're over 60, especially if you're on medications that affect potassium levels. Always pair bananas with protein or fat, like a spoonful of peanut butter or Greek yogurt, to balance the sugar and keep blood sugar steady. Avoid overripe bananas. which have higher sugar content and can cause a quicker spike in blood sugar. Don't eat bananas late at night if you often wake up with cramps. It's better to eat them during the day, when your body is active and can use the energy. Other fruits that can trigger cramps. While bananas are the main culprit I see, other fruits can also cause cramps if eaten in the wrong way. Watermelon, its natural diuretic effect can cause you to lose potassium and magnesium through urine, increasing cramp risk. Grapes or fruit juice, their high sugar content can lead to dehydration and muscle spasms if not balanced with water or electrolytes. Dried fruits, the concentrated sugar can pull water out of your muscles, making them more prone to tightness and pain. A better nighttime snack. If you want to prevent cramps, focus on snacks that support hydration and muscle recovery. A great option is half a banana with chia seeds or flax seeds. These provide magnesium and fiber. A few slices of kiwi or papaya, both lower in potassium but great for digestion and muscle health. A warm cup of magnesium-rich almond milk before bed. The role of hydration. One of the biggest reasons seniors experience leg cramps at night isn't just potassium, it's dehydration. As we age, our bodies don't signal thirst as clearly, so we often drink less water than we should. Combine this with diuretics, or fruits like watermelon, and your muscles become more prone to cramps. A simple glass of water before bed, with a pinch of sea salt and a splash of lemon, can sometimes do more for cramps than any fruit. The emotional side of food and cramps. Diane told me, "I thought I was doing the right thing. Everyone says bananas are healthy, but I never knew too much could hurt me." I reassured her that this isn't about blaming any one fruit, it's about understanding our bodies better. As we age, our needs change, and the habits that worked in our 30s or 40s might need tweaking in our 60s or 70s. Your takeaway: if you've been waking up with cramps, don't just assume it's age or lack of exercise. Look at what you're eating, especially before bed. Reducing high potassium or high sugar fruits, and adding more magnesium-rich foods, can make a world of difference. One of the most common mistakes I see seniors make when it comes to their diet is believing that all fruit is good, no matter how much or when you eat it. I've met so many people who start their day with a large bowl of sweet fruits or snack on fruit all day long, thinking they're making the healthiest choice. But in reality, this constant sugar intake, even from natural sources, can quietly harm your energy, your legs, and your balance. Peter's story: too much of a good thing. Peter is 68, a retired construction worker from Ohio. He's a strong man who worked on building sites his entire life. "I'm used to being active," he told me during our first consultation. "But lately, my legs feel like they're made of lead." When I asked about his diet, Peter proudly explained that he had completely given up sweets and processed snacks. "All I eat now is healthy food. Every morning I have a big bowl of fruit, bananas, grapes, pineapple, and watermelon, and then I have some dried apricots during the day." The problem was clear. Peter was eating nearly 80 grams of sugar before lunch, just from fruit, without any protein or fat to balance it out. His blood sugar spiked, then crashed, leaving him feeling tired and weak by mid-afternoon. "I thought I was fueling my body," he said, "but I guess I was draining it instead." The mistake: eating too many high-sugar fruits alone. When you eat fruit by itself, especially high-sugar fruits like bananas, grapes, and pineapple, your blood sugar rises quickly. Your body responds by producing insulin to bring sugar levels down. This sudden drop can leave you feeling shaky, tired, and weak. Over time, these sugar highs and crashes also damage small blood vessels and nerves, particularly in your legs and feet. This is why some seniors feel unsteady or fatigued after eating a large fruit salad or drinking fruit juice. It's not because fruit is bad, it's because they're not eating it in the right way. The power of pairing foods. One of the simplest changes you can make is to always pair fruits with protein or healthy fats. For example, half a banana with a spoonful of peanut butter, a few grapes with a slice of cheese, pineapple chunks with a handful of almonds. This combination slows down the sugar absorption, prevents energy crashes, and gives your muscles the steady fuel they need. Peter's transformation. When Peter started pairing his fruits with protein and reducing his portions, the change was dramatic. We replaced his giant fruit bowl with half a banana and a few raspberries, a small serving of Greek yogurt, a sprinkle of chia seeds for extra fiber and healthy fats. Within 2 weeks, Peter told me, "I feel lighter on my feet. I don't get that heavy feeling in my legs anymore." His energy lasted longer throughout the day, and he even started walking his dog for longer stretches without feeling exhausted. Why balance matters. After 60, our bodies don't process sugar as efficiently as they once did. Even natural sugars can cause problems if we consume too much at once. When sugar isn't used for energy, it can lead to inflammation in the joints, stiffness in the legs and knees, cramps due to mineral imbalances, and reduced circulation that makes muscles feel heavy and weak. By balancing fruit with other foods, we not only protect our blood sugar but also help preserve collagen, the protein that keeps our joints flexible and strong. Other common mistakes. Aside from eating too much fruit alone, here are 2 other mistakes I see often. Eating fruit as the main meal. Many seniors skip protein-rich foods and rely on fruit for breakfast or lunch, which leads to low energy and muscle weakness. Eating fruit late at night. High-sugar fruits close to bedtime can cause blood sugar swings that trigger nighttime cramps or restless sleep. A simple rule to remember. I tell my patients, fruit is a side, not the main dish. Think of fruit as a small, colorful accent on your plate, not the star of the meal. If you're having oatmeal, add a few berries, not a whole banana and a cup of grapes. If you're eating a salad, top it with a few orange slices for flavor, but keep the base of the meal filled with proteins and healthy fats. The emotional side of food choices. Peter admitted, "I thought eating all that fruit showed I cared about my health. I didn't know it could be too much of a good thing." Many seniors feel the same. They want to do the right thing, but there's so much misinformation about what's healthy. That's why I encourage people to listen to their bodies. If you feel tired, weak, or crampy after eating, it's worth looking at what you're eating, even the foods you've always believed were safe. Your takeaway: to keep your legs strong and your energy steady, remember these 3 steps. Limit high-sugar fruits like bananas, grapes, and pineapple to small portions. Pair fruits with protein or healthy fat to prevent sugar spikes. Spread your fruit intake throughout the day instead of eating it all at once. One of the biggest shifts seniors can make for better leg health is learning which fruits to replace and what to replace them with. It's not about cutting out fruit entirely. Fruits are still valuable for their vitamins, antioxidants, and fiber, but some types can quietly drain your strength if you rely on them too heavily. By making smart swaps, you can keep enjoying delicious snacks while protecting your legs from fatigue, cramps, and balance problems. Susan's evening snack habit. Susan, a 65-year-old retired teacher from Vermont, used to unwind every evening with a bowl of grapes and pineapple. "I thought I was doing the right thing," she told me. "It was my healthy alternative to cookies or ice cream." But over time, she noticed her legs feeling heavy, especially in the mornings. Some nights, she would wake up with mild calf cramps that wouldn't go away until she stretched. When we looked closer, her evening snack was giving her nearly 30 grams of sugar right before bed. This sugar surge, followed by a crash during the night, was interfering with her blood circulation and depleting minerals like magnesium and potassium, which are critical for muscle relaxation. No wonder she was waking up with cramps. The problem with high-sugar fruits. Fruits like grapes, pineapple, watermelon, and even ripe bananas can be surprisingly high in sugar. For younger bodies, this isn't a big deal. But after 60, your insulin response slows, and sugar spikes can linger longer in your blood. This damages the tiny capillaries that feed your muscles, causing them to feel weaker over time. Plus, many high-sugar fruits don't have enough fiber to slow absorption. A handful of grapes, for example, has less than 1 gram of fiber, but nearly 15 grams of sugar. The result is a quick spike and then an energy crash. The smart swap strategy. When Susan replaced her high-sugar evening fruits with lower sugar, fiber-rich options, she felt a noticeable difference within 2 weeks. Instead of grapes and pineapple, she switched to fresh berries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. These are low in sugar, high in antioxidants, and great for circulation. Sliced pear or green apple. These fruits are fiber-rich and much gentler on blood sugar. Papaya or kiwi. Both have natural digestive enzymes, lower sugar content, and anti-inflammatory properties. She also paired these fruits with a handful of walnuts or a spoonful of almond butter. It was so satisfying, she told me, and I no longer wake up with cramps. My legs feel lighter in the morning. Why antioxidants matter for leg strength. Berries and other colorful fruits are loaded with antioxidants like anthocyanins, which help reduce inflammation and improve blood flow. When circulation improves, your leg muscles get more oxygen and nutrients, which means less fatigue and faster recovery after walking or standing. A simple fruit replacement chart. Here's a quick guide to swap out the troublemakers. Instead of grapes, right pointing arrow, choose blackberries or raspberries, less sugar, more fiber. Instead of pineapple, right pointing arrow, try papaya, gentle on the stomach and less acidic. Instead of ripe bananas, right pointing arrow, go for half a greenish banana or kiwi, lower sugar. Steady energy. Instead of dried fruits, right pointing arrow, snack on fresh apple slices or pear slices with nuts. The role of healthy fats. Pairing fruits with healthy fats, like nuts, seeds, or plain cheese, helps slow sugar absorption and provides steady energy. This also supports joint health because fats like omega-3s reduce inflammation, a key factor in keeping your knees and ankles flexible. For example, a small bowl of blueberries with chia seeds not only satisfies your sweet tooth but also supports muscle recovery. Hydration, the missing piece. Another big improvement for Susan came when she combined her fruit swaps with better hydration. High-sugar fruits like pineapple and watermelon can act like mild diuretics, making you lose fluids and minerals faster. By drinking a glass of water with a pinch of sea salt and lemon in the evening, Susan felt more energized and cramp-free at night. The emotional impact of change. When Susan first heard my advice, she hesitated. "But I love my grapes and pineapple," she said. "I don't want to give them up completely." I told her she didn't have to. The key is balance. You can still enjoy your favorite fruits, just in smaller portions and less frequently, while introducing more leg-friendly fruits into your daily routine. A few weeks later, Susan said something that warmed my heart. "I didn't realize how much my diet was affecting my legs. Now I can walk up my driveway without stopping. And I feel stronger. I'll never go back to my old habits." Your takeaway. Replacing high-sugar fruits with better options isn't about restriction, it's about empowering your body. These small swaps can mean fewer cramps, stronger steps, and better balance. Here's a quick evening snack idea. A small bowl of strawberries with a teaspoon of almond butter and a sprinkle of chia seeds. It's low in sugar, high in nutrients, and perfect for your muscles. Not all fruits are created equal, especially when it comes to maintaining muscle strength after 60. There's one fruit in particular that many seniors eat daily, believing it's healthy, but when consumed in the wrong way, it can quietly weaken your muscles and make your legs feel tired. This fruit is none other than watermelon. The hidden issue with watermelon. Watermelon is about 90% water, which makes it refreshing on hot days and seemingly harmless. But the truth is, watermelon acts as a natural diuretic. This means it makes you urinate more often, flushing not only excess fluids but also essential minerals like magnesium, calcium, and potassium. These minerals are critical for muscle contraction, nerve signals, and maintaining strong, flexible legs. When your body loses too many electrolytes, you're more likely to experience night cramps, tingling feet, or muscle fatigue even after simple tasks like standing for a while. Albert's story. Albert, a 70-year-old retired firefighter from Texas, loved eating watermelon. "I eat it every evening after dinner," he said proudly. "It keeps me hydrated." But over time, Albert began noticing that his legs felt heavy and tired after just a short walk. He also experienced mild cramps in his calves at night. When I looked at his diet, the issue was clear. Albert was eating large bowls of watermelon, sometimes half a melon, right before bed. This not only caused a sugar spike but also made him lose minerals overnight through increased urination. "I had no idea watermelon could do this," he said, surprised. "Why watermelon can weaken your legs?" Mineral loss. Watermelon's natural diuretic effect causes your body to flush out electrolytes like magnesium and potassium, leading to muscle weakness and cramps. High glycemic index. Despite its water content, watermelon has a relatively high glycemic index. Eating large portions can spike blood sugar, which harms blood vessels and slows nutrient delivery to leg muscles. Poor timing. Eating watermelon at night, when your body is preparing for rest, can lead to nighttime trips to the bathroom, interrupted sleep, and increased muscle fatigue. Albert's simple fix. Instead of a big bowl of watermelon at night, I suggested Albert enjoy a few small slices during the day, paired with a handful of roasted pumpkin seeds. The seeds are rich in magnesium and healthy fats, which help balance the diuretic effect of the watermelon. Within 2 weeks, Albert noticed a difference. "My legs don't feel as tired, and the nighttime cramps have stopped," he told me. He still enjoys watermelon, but now in smaller amounts and with better timing. Better alternatives for muscle strength. If you're looking for fruits that support muscle health instead of weakening it, here are some excellent options. Kiwi, rich in vitamin C and antioxidants, with moderate sugar. Papaya, gentle on digestion and packed with enzymes that reduce inflammation. Blueberries or blackberries, low in sugar, high in antioxidants, and great for circulation. Pomegranate, supports blood flow and heart health. A muscle-boosting snack idea. Try this easy, leg-friendly snack. A few kiwi slices with a handful of almonds and a sprinkle of chia seeds. This combination supports steady energy, strong muscles, and healthy joints. The emotional side of change. Albert told me, "I've been eating watermelon every summer since I was a kid. It's hard to think it could be causing me trouble." I reassured him, it's not about avoiding it entirely, it's about being mindful. As we age, our bodies don't recover as easily from imbalances like mineral loss or sugar spikes. Even small changes, like reducing portions and pairing foods wisely, can bring noticeable improvements. Your takeaway. If you love watermelon or similar high-water fruits, remember, eat smaller portions during the day, not at night. Pair them with foods rich in healthy fats or protein, nuts, seeds, Greek yogurt. Drink plenty of water to prevent dehydration and mineral imbalance. Bananas have long been hailed as a healthy snack. They're easy to digest, portable, and full of potassium, which is essential for muscle function and preventing cramps. But as we age, Our bodies process nutrients differently. And eating too many bananas can actually cause muscle weakness, heaviness, or even balance issues. The hidden issue with bananas. Potassium is vital for keeping muscles strong and flexible. But like anything, too much of a good thing can become harmful. After 60, kidney function naturally declines, meaning your body may not filter excess potassium as effectively as it did in younger years. If potassium builds up in the bloodstream, a condition known as hyperkalemia can occur. This can lead to symptoms such as heaviness or weakness in the legs, fatigue after even mild activity, irregular heart rhythms in severe cases. Bananas also contain 14 to 17 grams of natural sugar per medium banana. Eating 2 or 3 bananas in one sitting can cause blood sugar spikes and energy crashes, leaving your legs feeling tired and less stable. Harold's story. Harold, a 66-year-old retired firefighter, came to me because he felt his legs were getting weaker despite his active lifestyle. "I eat bananas every day for my cramps," he said. "I thought they were supposed to help." When we reviewed his diet, I discovered Harold was eating 2 to 3 bananas a day, often without pairing them with protein or fat, combined with his blood pressure medication, which already affects potassium levels. This was causing an overload in his system. I suggested Harold cut down to half a banana per day and balance it with Greek yogurt or almond butter to slow sugar absorption. Within 2 weeks, Harold said, "I feel lighter on my feet and I have more energy during my walks." The right way to eat bananas. Bananas aren't bad. They just need to be eaten in moderation and combined with the right foods. Here are my guidelines for seniors. Limit to half or 1 banana a day. Pair with protein or healthy fat, like peanut butter, nuts, or cottage cheese. Avoid overripe bananas, which have higher sugar content. Don't combine bananas with other high-sugar fruits like mango or grapes in one meal. Bananas and blood sugar. Even though bananas have natural sugars, they can still cause spikes in blood glucose if eaten alone, especially on an empty stomach. For seniors with diabetes or pre-diabetes, this is particularly risky. High blood sugar damages blood vessels over time, including those that feed your leg muscles, which can lead to weakness and cramps. Better fruit choices for stronger legs. If you're looking for alternatives to bananas that provide potassium without the same sugar load, try kiwi, lower in sugar and high in vitamin C. Papaya contains digestive enzymes and anti-inflammatory properties. Berries, low sugar, high fiber, and excellent for circulation. A muscle-friendly snack idea. A simple, balanced snack I recommend is half a banana sliced over a small bowl of Greek yogurt with a sprinkle of chia seeds. This combination provides potassium, protein, and fiber without overwhelming your blood sugar. The emotional connection to bananas. Harold admitted, "I've been eating bananas since I was a kid. I thought they were always safe." Many of us feel the same way because bananas have been marketed as the ultimate healthy snack. The key is understanding that as our bodies age, our needs change. What once gave us energy can sometimes drain it if we don't adapt. Your takeaway. Bananas can still be part of a healthy diet after 60. But they should be eaten in moderation, with balance, and at the right times. If your legs feel heavy or you're struggling with frequent cramps, consider reducing your banana intake and swapping in lower sugar fruits. When it comes to keeping your legs strong after 60, small daily habits make a big difference. Many seniors assume that leg weakness or fatigue is just part of aging. But in reality, the way we eat, drink, and move every day has more impact on our leg strength than we realize. By changing just 1 or 2 habits, you can dramatically improve how your legs feel and function. The habit that harms your legs. The biggest habit I see in my patients that weakens their legs is mindless fruit consumption, eating too much of the wrong fruits at the wrong times. often without balance. High sugar fruits like bananas, grapes, watermelon, and pineapple aren't bad in moderation. But when eaten in large portions or as meals, they can drain your energy. Another harmful habit is eating fruit alone without pairing it with protein or healthy fats. This causes a sugar spike, followed by a crash that leaves your muscles feeling heavy, shaky, or even crampy. John's transformation. John, a 70-year-old retired police officer, used to snack on fruit throughout the day, thinking he was fueling his body. He ate bananas mid-morning, a bowl of watermelon in the afternoon, and a glass of orange juice before dinner. "I thought I was doing everything right," he said, "but I felt tired all the time, and my legs cramped whenever I stood for too long." We made a simple change. Instead of grazing on fruit, John learned to eat smaller portions, always paired with nuts, seeds, or yogurt. Within 2 weeks, John's energy returned. "My legs feel lighter," he told me. "I can walk around the block without stopping." I didn't know food could make such a difference. Your leg-saving routine. Here's a simple daily routine to protect your legs and keep them strong. Morning fuel. Start with a small serving of low-sugar fruit like kiwi, pear, or berries. Pair with protein, e.g. boiled eggs, Greek yogurt, or cottage cheese, and a few nuts or seeds. Drink water with lemon instead of juice to stay hydrated and avoid sugar spikes. Midday snack. If you want something sweet, try half a banana with a spoonful of almond or peanut butter. Alternatively, sliced apple with walnuts is a great option that stabilizes blood sugar. Evening habit. Avoid high-sugar fruits like grapes, pineapple, or watermelon before bed. Opt for a small handful of berries with a teaspoon of chia seeds or flax seeds to support muscle recovery. Hydration check. Drink plenty of water throughout the day, especially if you eat water-rich fruits like watermelon that act as diuretics. A warm glass of water with a pinch of sea salt in the evening can help restore lost electrolytes and prevent cramps. Leg-friendly movement. Spend at least 10 minutes a day on gentle exercises like heel raises, seated to stand motions, or simple stretches. Movement improves blood circulation, helping muscles get the oxygen and nutrients they need. Why these habits work. Stable blood sugar. Pairing fruits with protein or fat prevents sugar crashes that leave your legs feeling weak. Better mineral balance. Eating a variety of fruits, not just bananas or watermelon, ensures you get a mix of magnesium, potassium, and calcium without overloading your body. Reduced inflammation. Low-sugar fruits like berries are packed with antioxidants that protect your blood vessels and joints. Emotional wins from small changes. I've seen so many seniors transform their daily lives just by adjusting their fruit habits. A 67-year-old patient of mine, Linda, once said, "I used to feel like my legs were betraying me. But now, just by eating smarter, I feel like I've got a new lease on life." These aren't drastic changes, they're simple shifts that anyone can do. And they make an incredible difference not just in how your legs feel, but in your overall energy, balance, and independence. Your 1-week challenge. Here's what I suggest. For the next 7 days, swap high-sugar fruits like grapes, pineapple, or watermelon for low-sugar, high-fiber fruits like berries, kiwi, and pears. Pair every fruit serving with a handful of nuts, seeds, or yogurt. Track how your legs feel after walking or standing. Most people notice fewer cramps, less heaviness, and improved stamina within days. Your takeaway message. Your legs are your foundation, your freedom to move, explore, and live independently. Don't let the wrong food habits chip away at that freedom. By eating smarter, staying hydrated, and moving a little every day, you can keep your legs strong well into your 70s and beyond. Remember this: you don't have to give up fruit, you just have to enjoy it wisely. Smaller portions, better pairings, and smarter swaps will help your legs feel younger and more energetic. We've covered a lot today. And now you understand why not all fruits are created equal, especially after 60. While fruits are often seen as the ultimate health food, some of them, when eaten the wrong way or in excess, can quietly drain your energy, weaken your legs, and even increase your risk of cramps or balance issues. We've talked about the 7 fruits that can cause trouble, including watermelon, grapes, pineapple, fruit juices, dried fruits, canned fruits, and even bananas when eaten in large amounts. The common thread? Too much sugar, lack of fiber, and hidden effects like mineral loss or drug interactions that most seniors never suspect. But we also shared smarter swaps: low sugar, high fiber fruits like berries, kiwi, papaya, and pears. Pairing these with healthy fats or protein, such as nuts or Greek yogurt, helps your body process sugar slowly, giving your muscles steady energy and reducing the risk of cramps. We also learned how timing matters. Avoiding high sugar fruits on an empty stomach or late at night can make a big difference in your energy and leg strength. Remember, your legs are your foundation. Strong legs mean independence, freedom, and the ability to live life on your terms. Small daily changes, like drinking water instead of juice, replacing high sugar fruits with better options, and combining fruit with protein can lead to noticeable improvements in just a few weeks. The power to feel strong, steady, and energized is in your hands. Start today with one small change, and let every step you take be a step toward a healthier, more vibrant life.